Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. I want to follow up on my last update on Germany because things developed a little bit. Last time I spoke to you and I told you that the budget for 2023 was illegal. Our constitutional court said so, and that had some implications. The government needed to make some changes to the budget. And my forecast was that this would help the AfD and that this would further make people angry and destabilize Germany in that sense, because in order to fill these holes from the illegal budget, or a little quick summary of my last video in case you didn't catch that, they had something called a Sondervermögen, a special asset or special wealth slush fund basically, which is nothing but new debt, but they use a different word. Sondervermögen instead of Schulden, and then it's constitutional all of a sudden. Because we do have rules for how much debt we can take on in a new year, and they can circumvent these constitutional rules then. So that was the quick summary, and now things have developed a little further, because I told you that they need to make some cuts or they need to increase taxes elsewhere. And both will not sit well with a lot of people in Germany. And this is exactly what happens now. So what did the government do? They increased the taxes for fuel, especially in the agricultural sector. That means there was a so-called diesel privilege or something like that for tractors and agricultural machines that run on diesel. And what that means is that they have a reduced tax on that. If you are a farmer and you buy diesel for your tractor, you don't have to pay the full tax. And what the government now says and how they see the world actually is revealed in what they say, and that is that they said they abolished subsidies for diesel in the agricultural sector. That is, of course, a blatant lie, because there were never any subsidies. It's just that the tax rate compared to the private sector, when I buy diesel for my diesel truck or something, there was a different tax rate, a lower tax. But a lower tax for them is a subsidy. Yeah, this is what you need to understand about these people. If I applied the same logic to my personal life, I could go to my neighbor and say, hey, I'm subsidizing you all the time. I'm giving you subsidies all the time because you have money and you don't give that money to me. That means I'm subsidizing you because you haven't given all your money to me. Yeah, that's a subsidy. Yeah, this is their logic. So that means the natural state of affairs for the German government is that all the wealth, all the money, all the goods belong to them. And when they don't take everything away from us, that's a subsidy, that's government help, that's welfare, it's a handout. Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, that's what they call a subsidy. Okay. Anyway, I think with corporate welfare it's a similar logic, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comments down below. So we are in fact seeing a big protest of German farmers. Now it hasn't gotten to the point of the protest in the Netherlands, where the former government there tried to take away the land of farmers if they had animals. They did some mental gymnastics with nitrates in the soil or the water. So nitrate, you have some kind of limited amount of nitrates or whatever that you can put into the water, but what it came down to is that they pretty much wanted to disown farmers in the Netherlands to build new centers for our exotic irregular travelers here. That is, of course, what they want to do. And in Germany, pretty much the same thing. They want to take away the land from the farmers, and this is just a first step. And also what they did is, if you have a tractor, for example, an agricultural car, basically a vehicle with an internal combustion engine, I think they had also a tax privilege, or they didn't have to pay taxes for ownership of a vehicle, which something that everyone needs to pay. But the thing is, these machines, they don't really drive on roads, and the narrative is normally that yeah, if you use the roads, which are partially maintained by the state, of course, then and there is wear and tear on the roads, and that's why you need to pay this vehicle tax. It's basically a road usage tax. This is what they claim, at least, but it's just a tax, of course. And these agricultural vehicles, they I think 90% of the time they're not driving on roads, but special agricultural paths or tracks, and on the fields, of course, where they plow or harvest or do whatever there. And yeah, so what they basically did is they massively increased the taxes for German farmers, making food production domestically much more expensive. And making our own food, or growing our own food domestically, is of course the most environmentally sane, or also friendly uh, way that you can imagine. I mean, better than importing things from Brazil or something, or fly these things halfway around the globe. Um, but this is what will happen. Yeah? We will just become more dependent on food imports. Maybe there will be food shortages also, um, because more and more farmers will just close their farms. They will, I mean, German farmers, and maybe that's true for other countries as well, they're not the most satisfied people with their work and with life in general, because I mean, having a farm is hard. You can never go on vacation. You work day and night, or basically all around the day, and it's a very tough life. I know a lot of farmers in Germany. I have some in my family, and yeah, I wouldn't want to do this. I mean, yeah, full disclosure, I know that it's a tough life, and we should all be glad that we still have farmers who grow our food and who raise cattle, produce meat and crops. Yeah, but our government doesn't think so. They want these farmers to discontinue their farms. They want food shortages, and they want to take their land so that they can, yeah, resettle all those exotics here in Germany. And they want to build shelters and housing for them, and they need to take away the land of the farmers. So if something major happens, I mean, they blocked roads in Berlin. This is like a ritual almost. Um, this is what they always do, or well, not always, but quite or semi-regularly we have these farmers protests. But I don't know, this time it could be more, and let's just say this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, because they're already very dissatisfied, and now this massive tax increase is coming on top of that. And just to let you know where the priorities lie with our government, they increased the foreigner money, or Bürgergeld as they falsely call it. They increased that by 12%. Now, I don't know any kind of group of workers that got a 12% raise lately. Um, that's massive. Yeah. So welfare spending goes up. Um, Money for all our great allies in Eastern Europe and the Middle East, that's there. That money will not be cut, of course. But the German farmers, oh, they better pay higher taxes now. Yeah. And a lot of other things, like bonuses for electric vehicles. Well, I don't really mind that they take these back. That is an actual subsidy, really, where they give you like 5,000 euro if you buy an electric car. Yeah, that's fine that they scrapped that. And also, what they did, funnily, I should mention, there was also some kind of money you could claim if you insulate your house, or if you build a house that is conforming to these environmental rules for heating and insulation and all that. Now, which means that they demand that of people, but now they changed the rules. Yeah, they did the bait and switch. Yeah, we support you. You get some government support if you renovate your house this way. And now they all of a sudden say, oh, sorry, no. Now you have to pay everything yourself. And when people calculate these projects, of course, they calculate that on the basis of this bonus they got or this government help they could claim. Now, yeah, we will see fewer renovations, and that means less, yeah, less living space, also less, fewer apartments, yeah, basically. Yeah, so when I made the last video about the budget situation, very technical, very dry subject, and people said in my comment section also that this is yeah, not really what will shape the discussion in Germany, but I'm not so sure, because the implications of this decision of the Constitutional Court forcing the government to drastically change their budget, it will lead to more unpopular measures, and that that will play a role, definitely. I mean, Germans are already squeezed dry with taxes, and now you add on top of that, and you make farmers angry. I don't know. That could lead to something. Anyway, I keep you posted if something happens. This was just a little update. So now the farmers are really angry. All right. See you later. Servus, Kameraden.